This is a 28 ounce or 800 milliliters water container. It's designed for tracking how much you drink, and it's a double walled container, so you can put ice water inside with minimal condensation on the outside. I was sent this to review for free. If you wanted to purchase it, it would cost you about $13. They haven't paid me for my review, and my opinions remain my own. So inside of it comes packaged the straw here, and it has this guy here. It says not intended for hot liquids, and it has these little things that pop up on either side, and so you can basically reverse the straw on which side you want. And it also has this little cap or top that you can put over the straw. So basically, straw can go down one of these. And if you look inside here, you can see that there's a couple of millimeters that separates the inner from the outer container. Now this guy is not easy to snap on. There we go. All right. So this guy is not super difficult to snap on, but you do have to line up one side properly before the other side goes in. Now once you get it lined up right, it doesn't actually take a lot of force. And there is a little round area here where you can push it off pretty easily. So it's not difficult to take on and off, but you do have to line it up square before you push down on it. Let's check these gradations and see if they're pretty close to accurate. All right, I have this guy filled up to just right at the top of that 24 ounce line. So it's maybe a little more than 24 ounces. And that is up here at the 28 ounce line. So it does say approx down here, but it looks to me like they might be having these gradations as if it was not a double-walled container, because that was nowhere near 28 ounces. That was 24 ounces. So there's a 4-ounce difference between these two measures, and of the two, I trust my kitchen measuring one a little more. So it is approximate, and it seems to overestimate the amount of water in there just a little bit. I mean, it's not a horribly off, but it is definitely not keeping in line with this measuring cup here. Now I'm using this mostly for the double-walled nature more than the measuring amount. So I have filled this guy with a decent amount of ice, and we're going to put this lid on top. And I am just going to see if it will condense and have condensation running down the outside of it. So I'm just going to leave it here for a couple hours. Alright, so this guy's been sitting on the table for 3 hours now, and a lot of the ice has been melted, but there's still ice in there, so the water inside is at 32 degrees. And I have very minimal condensation. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little drops. And we're in Florida, and so if you had a normal container with ice water in it, you just have nothing but water puddle down there. So that's doing a pretty good job of insulating the cool water inside from the air on the outside. Alright, so you can see on the table right there where I had this mug sitting just a little while ago, and it definitely cooled the table down. So it's giving me a measurement here of the coldest spot being 46 Fahrenheit. And we know the water inside is 32 Fahrenheit because it still has ice in it. So it's definitely cooler than the surrounding table. The handle here is the warmest part at 65 because that's close to ambient temperature. So there is definitely heat escaping this. It's not quite as good as a vacuum insulated cylinder, but it's doing a reasonable job insulating the interior from the exterior.